I'm Jonathan. We kind of fucked up the previous recording. Welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. My name is Jonathan Ng. I do events and I also do part-time YouTube. Link in description below.
I'm Andrew. I'm the entrepreneur in residence at JON'S. We're a cross-border e-commerce company. So basically, if you want products from overseas, just head to the link below.
And I'm Kim. I've known John since high school.
Yeah, since high school.
Yeah, so we're high school schoolmates.
Yes.
He's 1 year younger than me.
Only a year? Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. What year were you?
92. I'm 92.
Oh, okay, then 2 years younger.
Yeah, I remember you were Form 5 and I was like
Yeah.
Form 3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're 2 years younger than me. I work at a a frozen food distribution company. I also used to teach ice skating. I'm taking a break now. And I also do shoots part-time
acting.
freelance. More
Yeah.
freelance.
Yeah, part-time. You do acting as well, right?
Yeah.
Acting, and you also do swimming. You do all these.
I used to.
She's
all that in
hardcore. She's
school.
hardcore, man. Jack of all trades. Today we're going to be talking about what it takes, I suppose, I don't know, to run a business of some sort, or maybe like methods in terms of how to start a business. I don't know.
I guess the theme can be just entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship.
Right? And we'll work off of that.
Yeah.
I think like we were this topic kind of came about because we were talking about our dreams, right?
Yeah.
My dream was to start a suit company, and I know your dream was to
Travel the world, eat
travel
food.
the world and get
people-
paid.
It's so simple, right?
It's not. The thing is, like, it can be a business as well. Like, people think that it's just
Okay. I'll boil it down, right? My real true job is actually to be a personal, like, food guide around the world. So like I would
Anthony Bourdain kind of thing.
kind of like, okay, Anthony Bourdain wouldn't bring an individual out to like Lisbon to have this specific meal or this route or whatever. Like, you would come to me and be like, hey John, I want to go to Japan, for example, to Tokyo, and I want to know the best spots to eat. I'm like, okay, then we will organize something together. I will charge you a certain fee, and then I will bring you to Japan, and then we will go through this route together. We'll wait in line together, we'll makan together, I'll give you insights out, because I know a lot about food. I know in terms of like how sushi is prepared, I know how tonkatsu and ramen and everything, the historic regions where it's made and all that, right? So I would bring you across this journey for like 3-4 days of food, and then if you want to break in between to do your own things, go for it, and then we can join back again. So the agenda is what I will do for you, and then I'll bring you.
Wouldn't you be like doing repeats?
No, depends, because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm allergic to seafood or whatever, right? So I'll be like, okay, it's fine, as long as you tell me, and then I'll cater something for you, and then we'll go around. That would be an amazing fucking job for me,
Yeah.
right? But of course I know it's not realistic. A lot of
I wouldn't speak so soon. Yeah.
actually
There are people that only exist who do that.
I actually have a friend in New York whose dad does this, but he does it with the region, like in that region, like East Coast.
There are people that are very, very good with things like that, and also because of the list of connections. And actually, I take pride in knowing that I have a lot of these connections with the F&B industry, because I don't know why, for some reason, like, I think maybe it's because of Instagram and YouTube and all that shit, right? People kind of like recognize, hey, you fucking John, right? You do the fucking food stuff. Like, Burger Lab knows me in some way, but I've never met Burger Lab.
Right.
I've never met the owner.
They've seen your videos.
Yeah, they see my videos. They're like, yeah, you hashtag FEMES, the type of crap, right? But then you never really meet them, man, until they really come up to you and be like, hey, nice to meet you, the type thing. Then you're like, wow, fuck, you really know me, dude. You actually watch my shit. I only got 200 views. I only got 200 views. Wait, you really watch one? You're one of the views. This is surreal in that sense. But that's the dream. What's yours?
I think my dream is a bit vague. I know I want to start a business,
Okay.
but that's a short-term dream.
Yeah.
I think a long-term dream is to make a societal impact.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's very cool.
I think
That's just like, that's the long-term dream, and societal impact can come in many different forms.
right.
So it can come from the likes of Apple, right? They made a societal impact. They're also a very heavy on monetization. So to speak.
Right. I think that's a win-win.
Okay.
Win-win.
They're so that though. They're so exactly what you said. They're like, we want to change the world, but we want to charge your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah, so that's one.
True.
that's one form of societal impact.
Yeah.
Another form that I am personally very passionate about is when it comes to the environment. Yeah, so to create a
We
company.
need to talk.
Oh man, Drew.
To create a company that changes things, even if it's small scale, relatively speaking.
At least it's something.
Yeah, whether I connect I make Terengganu more accessible from KL, for example.
Oh, I would like for Terengganu to part of the conversation.
Right.
I love it.
Or like just to make to help with deforestation, or to find a way around the fact that red meat is so detrimental to the
Oh, he's so about that red meat thing though. You know, he doesn't really order beef a lot now.
Dude, okay, I've been trying to get the Impossible Burger into Malaysia.
Impossible Burger.
Yeah, have you not heard about the Impossible Burger?
That's the lab grown.
Yeah, the lab grown.
Oh, lab-grown meat?
No, but they use 100% plants.
To create this
They
meat
use
tasting.
there's this thing, there's this chemical content in plants called heme that gives the fake meat the bleeding and the taste of meat.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah, and it really tastes like
Oh,
beef.
you've had it?
I had it. So when I went to LA, I ordered like the burger. It's really expensive. Like one just like double cheeseburger was like $12 without fries, no drinks.
TikTok is not bad. It's like
Tell me
minimum
this
wage.
It's expensive.
Do you mind if you check the camera whether it's recording? Just in case. I don't want to make this fucking same mistake.
She says it
Is
is.
it recording? Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So
We need you behind the scenes. Thanks. Okay.
like so it's really good. It really tastes like beef, but the best part is you're not eating beef.
That's true.
But it's so good. I
That's
was
true.
trying to bring it in because I work in a frozen food company. Convincing my boss wasn't that hard. It was talking to the Impossible Burger, like the company, to bring it into Malaysia. That was the challenge. They were like, nah, Singapore. So
I
at least
knew it.
Singapore
I
is
thought-
launching this month.
Motherfucker.
No, I mean it's because it's a growing space, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? So they need more purchasing power.
Yeah.
And Singaporeans have that. That's just the reality of things.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
That's why there's an Apple store here. I mean there, not here.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fucking ass. Fucking ass.
That's why the rich get richer. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
That's just what it is, lah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So actually, we need to talk after this because there's a lot of things that we have in common. Like because something that really frustrates me with working with frozen food is obviously the detrimental effect it has on the environment. A lot as in food and beverage, right? Anything that's related to something that goes into your body, it's gotta be like hygienic. So
Of course, yeah.
naturally a lot of things come in packaging, plastic packaging, and you can't really
It's not
reuse.
waste.
Yeah, you can't really reuse packaging because of
Hygiene.
hygiene. So it causes a lot of negative
Implications on the environment.
yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it'd be good to talk. But anyway, kind of going back to like the topic of like the businesses, right? It's a really huge challenge. I think nowadays most people our age are also trying to get into their own business, trying to start their own business.
Is it a trend?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a trend per se, but I think it comes as no surprise, right? That we are the millennials, like the generation.
Oh my god, I
the most
hate that
fucked
word
up.
so
Yeah, I know
much.
it pisses
I
me off.
hate
Like,
that word
dude,
so
I'm not a millennial. Can you just stop? Like I was born like in 1990. Oh my god, I just reviewed my age. But I was like what? I was after the baby boom, so I'm not millennial. I'm Generation
No.
X.
Wait, are you Gen X?
Gen X.
Are we Gen X?
No, you're Gen Y.
Which are millennials? Wow.
Actually, different sources draw lines in different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
so-
that's annoying. So they just kind of bunch everyone up into millennials. I'm like, stop! I'm not.
I think it's easy to just stereotype and say like, oh, you're such an idealistic motherfucker, therefore millennial.
But it is true that the generalization is that we're all products of our time. Right?
Yeah.
Baby boomers tend to be more corporate people who
Yeah.
climb the ladder. And it is a true generalization that in today's age, people want to own their own businesses.
Well, also because I mean, it's not it's not a bad thing because look at the climate, look at the work climate for us. It's not necessarily the most healthy.
Correct.
Plus, there's a lot of things that we need to know that our parents didn't have to know. So for them, they don't see what we're doing as significant.
Oh, you have no idea.
If
man.
they look at social media, to them they're like, why?
Yeah.
They still don't really understand that, and that's the issue, right? And so, as a result, a lot of things for us has reduced in value, and no matter how much we work, we are like working double of what they used to do, but we're earning
maybe even
significantly less.
triple or quadruple, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Fuck.
it comes as no surprise that it would be better to like risk most of your money into your own business to.
Of course, with sound judgment and with
Of course.
valid
Yeah.
experience
Of
and
course.
Best that
planning.
you can.
Yeah.
But it's also the rising cost of living, right?
Correct.
Like, you know that by working in a regular corporate company, you can't possibly afford a home.
Yes.
You can't possibly start a family and
Yeah.
to be as sustainable as the baby boomers
Actually, you
once
still
were.
can. You still can. It's just
Yeah.
that your
That's a
quality
long
of
time.
life is so much lower.
Correct.
And you wouldn't want that
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
your kids or for yourself. Of course, as human beings, we want the best for ourselves and
Yeah.
for our children, right? So
And adding to that, I think it's also because you're not really doing the thing you want to do.
true.
That's why you kind of want to start your own business, right?
That's true. That's also why I really want to start my own soup business. Also because I have a frustration. That's what everyone says, right? Like when you watch videos and stuff, the reason why you want to start a business or the reason why businesses started in the first place, like especially big businesses started, is because they found something that everyone needed, but there was no solution to it, right? So
Yeah.
in my case, it was a suit that I bought that really sucked. I was paying a lot of money. I was paying premium for it. The quality was a premium. The only thing that was premium about it was the type of cloth they were using. It was slightly more expensive, but the suit came in tatters. Like it had no lining. The seams were kind of falling off, and it didn't fit. And that was the worst part. It didn't fit. So, and it also didn't fit into the kind of style that I was.
Actually,
looking for.
I'm curious. Like when it's a custom, right? So it's a
It's a bespoke.
yeah, it's a
tailored
bespoke.
suit.
So when they did take your measurements,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and then when you did go for your fitting and all that.
Okay, the thing was I didn't get to go to the fitting because this was done overseas
Oh no.
and it was mailed to me.
Oh no.
So that was the worst. It's like because I couldn't do alterations with them, I had to find tailors wherever I was to fix it. So unfortunately, there was not a lot of. And the worst part is, as a bespoke tailor, you have to have some, at least with any kind of clothes, right, that you buy, they always give you leeway to like fix. To adjust, yeah. But I had no leeway. Even like I went to like 2 other like places to like fix it. They're like, we can't because there's not enough cloth.
Because it would look like a patch on. If they
it
did
would.
extend
So
the suit.
that was like a giant headache, and that made me even more confident. Like it made me like really want to start this kind of business to cater to people like me. And I mean like, and especially to women who we all come in. I mean, just let's not talk about women. Let's just talk
Human
about
beings.
human beings.
We all-
come in
yeah.
different shapes, sizes, and we all have different types of styles, right? So I really wanted to, and I noticed that in the suit cut industry it was just black, white, gray, blue.
There's no like party
No.
pineapple
Yeah,
suit.
pineapple
Oh, I would
prints
love
or
a pineapple
floral.
suit.
I would love a floral printed suit
Yeah,
that
that'd be
was
sick.
that was more
Don't
like
wear it, but
feminine here and then like more masculine
Yeah.
another way. So it was really hard to do that. So that's why I really wanted to start it. But then the issue is now being a millennial, you're faced with a lot of challenges. 1, connections.
Yeah.
2, finances. 3, talent. I think the most important thing for me, the most difficult part for me is capital. Fine, I can find ways to deal with it as it goes because we are just like we're adaptable.
Yeah.
But finding the right people to work with, man, I feel like
It
it's
is.
a huge hurdle.
It is tough, but I think like what Andrew mentioned in our conversation off the video, it comes with like working in that specific industry to build that network, right?
Yeah.
I can somehow imagine that if you do surround yourself with certain elements of what your aspiring business would be,
Yeah.
it definitely would reap benefits.
Of course.
Yeah, in the end.
At the
of
same
there's a
time, I
network.
think getting the connections to, let's say, buy your suits or market your suits is one thing, but to find the right people who are willing to go with like lower pay,
Yeah.
but also willing to put in the hours, or like people who are as passionate about
The mindset is
yeah,
also
exactly.
a key
Like,
element.
To find someone with the same wavelength is hard. I mean, it's kind of like trying to find your life partner in the sea of people, right? It's kind of like that same thing. You want to have someone who you can trust.
Yeah.
You want to have someone who you won't fuck you over out of something, a professional squab, you know? And so that is.
I mean,
don't know.
I suppose on hindsight, right? Like when I started doing video as well, it's easy because I could just pick up a camera and do it myself.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you do video and I video myself, it's very difficult to station the camera there and then reenact the whole scene and all that crap. Whereas yours requires multiple forms of people that could do a suit. But perhaps if, let's say, you knew that you could do a suit yourself, market it yourself and all that. Yeah. I know it's tough, right? I'm not denying the level of difficulty, right?
And what you need to do to be able to.
But I've always been that type of person, you know. I lack a lot of trust when it comes to working with someone. Right. Because when I find people that are like, oh yo, let's do a video, it's very difficult to pull people and make sure that they do
and they commit.
Right. Like when we started this podcast as well, like Andrew, myself, and which you'll meet, I suppose, in the future, I don't know. But I highlighted how it's very difficult to commit to these things. Because there are going to be days where, like today, because he's an MC, he had to go to Rawang or something like that, right? I'm sure there are going to be days where I'm not around and Andrew's not around. And there's going to be a solution to doing the weekly. Because I think committing to your plan is something that is vital in making it come true. Yeah. Like we can always like, oh fuck, there's so many issues and all that, but I am very sure that if you commit to, like, let's say that hour or 2 hours in that week, right? I'm pretty sure things will happen.
I think in the context of being serious about creating a business that's sustainable, right? And I can feel your ambition, and I think it's very genuine. My suggestion is to very strongly work within the industry that you're interested in. From the context of an online business, right, which is the space that I work in. It's a misconception to think that, hey, if you're a developer, right, if you know how to code, you can do everything, you can start your own company, and you don't need anybody behind you. That is a very, very false misconception. And that's the same in your space where, hey, if I can sew, why would I need anybody else?
Exactly.
It's a strong misconception. And if you do work in the space that you want to soon be in, to give you like an actual example, I wanted to actually leave the startup that I was working in. And Lazada offered me a position. I was very, very keen on going. And part of my concern was that I wasn't building the connections I needed to be the entrepreneur I wanted to be in the future. Right. In a small company, you're surrounded with 8 people at best, right? And then I felt very constrained. I needed to build my connections. And so I brought it up to my boss saying, hey, I need to make more connections. And he added me into a WhatsApp group. Which is full of 150 e-commerce players in Southeast Asia. And we have drinks every Thursday.
And what the fuck?
Right. You didn't even know this, and you're his brother?
Dude, I don't even see him.
I don't talk about it that much, but I've met tremendously talented people. I used to be a software engineer at Facebook for 6 years before it IPO'd, and he's now bloody wealthy. And I've met people who've started Airbnb from scratch, and they've built communities around it. Right, and you get super inspired by them, and maybe some time down the line, when you decide you need one partner to join you, you have quality leads.
Hey, you need to link me into that WhatsApp. Just saying.
Yeah, man, everybody's gotta get into that WhatsApp.
So yeah, it really does benefit you if you work in the industry that you want to soon be in.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, I'm now also talking to this person who creates fabric out of pineapple leaves.
Yeah.
So we actually met at this place called Magic. So I know Andrew knows about it. I know John.
I somewhat know about Magic.
So Magic is funded by the government. So basically, it's an entity that helps startups build what they need, whether it's finding investors or building your business or all this kind of stuff, connections. They are really, really good in that sense. So that's why my friend told me to join this, and I was like, okay, sure, why not?
Is it a group thing where people meet, or is it a WhatsApp group that I need to create?
It's like a class.
Oh, okay.
It's a body in, they have like a big building in Putrajaya. No, sorry, Cyberjaya. So it's right in smack in the middle of like all the IT stuff, like right next to Dell. It's this huge complex. And you just go and you have class, they provide you meals, you just kind of sign up for it. I don't remember paying anything for it. You just have to do your intro video, and if they liked it, they'll take you in. You take the class, you kind of do your pitch, and then they kind of they choose winners, and then from there you get to go to either the investors or the next level, which is like taking the next level of classes. Then from what I understand, like the graduates have actually been to like Stanford to take classes.
Wow.
So actually like their success stories are really cool. There's one, I don't know if you remember, like I think 2 years or a year ago, there was this startup company that won this like Hennessy contest thing. So basically what it is
it was food. Like, it was making food.
Yeah, it was making food. So they hired refugees, if I'm not mistaken, to make food from scratch. So it's kind of like catering, but everything.
Is this masala wheels?
I don't think so. I don't remember the name.
Okay.
But basically they bring in like refugees to like cater to people. They cook everything from scratch, and they're doing really, really well. Like it's a really sustainable business. It's helping society, and they're doing really well. So these are the kind of success stories that are coming in, you know, that magic has helped. And so actually, I met this girl who, the pineapple leaf lady. She, like what she's doing is amazing. She's been doing this for 9 years.
What the fuck?
9 years.
You gotta have some level of goddamn
she started
commitment.
this when she was 18.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So she's based in Johor because pineapple is a lot.
Damn.
So she saw this as a waste, and what she's doing is amazing, because first of all, you're dealing with waste in a very sustainable way. Number two, the material that she creates, she makes both cloth and paper.
Okay, so it's like the weaving of the leaves.
So she used to do it by hand. Like she used to hire people, and they used to do it by hand. And now, because like she and I, we've also attended quite a few like courses over the year. I've been working very closely, and like been communicating very closely with her to try to see what we can do to like collaborate
to further your suit, and also incorporate her whole.
No, because like in the most recent like meetup that I had with her, we looked at the cloth. Like it was a huge difference from when I first met her.
So there's a lot of improvements.
So much improvement. Like the first time I saw the material, she made like a set of baju kurung.
Okay.
And like if you touch the material, it's rough. It's still got like thorns.
Rough around the edges.
Yes, so kind of not smooth. But her bags, like she made a bag out of it. It was really nice. Then later on, she started weaving it together with silk, if I'm not mistaken.
I see.
So the material is breathable. It's really nice. And I was like, dude, if I want this in green, no problem.
She could do it.
But patterns, still working on it. But I mean, it's a progress, right? So I'm finding many ways, like because being a young person, right? We're always trying to find ways. We're trying to find ways to accelerate things, but also in the most efficient way. We want to get things done.
I think the pro of our generation in terms of our inner entrepreneur is the fact that we are blessed with resources, right?
Yeah.
Like the WhatsApp group, we also are blessed with that government body magic. I actually, dude, why isn't the government talking about that? That is probably something they should be telling the general public about more often.
There are a lot of other bodies that do the same thing as magic. So another prominent one is called Cradle.
Yeah.
So
how do you guys know all these things? My God.
It's actually by attending these kind of things, right? Like he said. I mean, I was very fortunate that my friend was like, dude, you should try this out. She was like, I don't even know what it is, but it sounds really good, so you should try. So I just tried. I just like sent my video in. I just kind of briefly read through their summary of what they do. And I was like, yeah, here's my video. And then the next thing you know, I got it and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. And actually the course is really informative. The kind of people who come and talk to you, to talk and like teach the class is like
They're very informative.
They're informative. They're with experience. They come from like really big companies, or like they work as a consultant. They're really experienced in what they do. So even the people the people in the back end who works for Magic, they too are very well informed. They're very well equipped in helping you.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you know this company called the Hive.
It's so familiar. Isn't the Hive like a co-working space?
That's another one, I think. But the Hive that I'm referring to is actually this zero waste store. So they have their first store. They had their first store in Bangsa, and if I'm not mistaken, they also attended like Magic, and now they're doing really well. They've started their their second brick and mortar shop in Ampang, and you can see that it's really growing. Like they're making an impact in what they do.
Wow.
With what they do.
Yeah.
So it's baby steps like this also.
It's actually quite impressive how the government is actually still pushing for small businesses in that sense, Like you would think that I would think maybe it's because I live in my own bubble, right, in that sense, but like I never imagined that the government would be so supportive of small businesses.
And actually when you walk into Magic, right, it feels like a small bit of like Silicon Valley, everything.
No
everyone's
kidding.
like, it's just a small like feel like because it's
Like
in
a
a
pocket.
giant campus. And like everything's really nice. Like when you walk in, there's like posters and it's like hand drawn about like sustainability and like entrepreneurship, blah blah blah.
So
It's so
shocking
cool.
is like, this is in the States or something?
Yeah, it feels like it was in the States.
Really?
Yeah.
My God,
When
I
I walked in, I was
have
like,
to
wow, I
see
feel
this.
like I'm home.
I have to see this fucking.
Yeah. Because I went to the
It's
States.
is it called the Magic Building?
No, it's just called Magic.
Magic is an acronym.
Yeah, it's
Oh, so it
yeah.
stands for something.
Yeah.
So it's in
No
Cyberjaya.
idea what
Yeah,
was the
apparently.
name.
Magic Cyberjaya.
Outside is
Malaysian
just a giant-
Global Innovation Creative Center.
Yes.
That
They
has
even
no
have their
A.
own. They even have their own
And it's two
radio
seats there.
station to help
Oh.
entrepreneurs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they actually give you very good advice
They do.
when you are running your business, because every business runs a little bit differently.
Yep.
And that's why you see more success stories coming from, Magic supported companies or Cradle funded companies,
Yep,
because you have entrepreneurs, very seasoned people who are from Magic and from Cradle who give you advice.
Yeah.
Because we're on the same side here.
Yeah.
I put money into your company, I want to see you succeed so that I get a cut too.
Yeah.
Right? So they give their advice, and that's why you flourish. And that sort of circles back to the point where if you work in the industry that you soon want to be in, you see the pitfalls, you know where to step, when not to step,
Yep.
right? And then that gives you a more informed decision.
Yeah, and the experienced people actually tell you like how the fuck ups. I'm pretty sure they tell you the fuck ups. They got nothing to lose anyway.
Then again, like they can tell you all you want. They can tell you all they want. But if you don't experience it, but yourself, you're never gonna fully understand.
You gotta
how-
dive deep, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
dive deep.
really do. You really
Yeah.
do. Really get hands dirty, like. you know.
Yeah. The video thing for me was a bit different because when I started doing it, like everybody was trying to do vlogs at the time, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody was just trying to do videos and all that, but a lot of people didn't have staying power, and that I take pride in knowing that I'm a persevering motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
I like pain and I like to work late and all that as well, So when I stayed with it, and then like I kind of saw how other video people did it as well.
Yep.
Because when you do videos, people never really work alone in that sense. Like
Yep,
you
yep.
need 2 cameras to do
Yep.
a certain wedding or a video shoot of a mall or some shit like that, right? And then a guy will call you and people are like, no, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it that way, and then you kind of learn. But I suppose you're right, you gotta dive deep, man.
You do. You really need to make this.
Then you kind of meet people in that
Yeah.
sense, nice and bad people. I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but at least you get to decide who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with.
Rather than not work and then
Yeah.
keep lingering and wondering.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man.
And hoping.
Yeah.
But for young entrepreneurs like ourselves, we often fixate on the fact that we need to get funded to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case.
Yep.
You should always start your business as a sustainable one.
Yeah.
So think about your unit economics.
Yep.
For each suit that you sell, you have to make sure what you've spent is less than what you've earned.
Of course.
Yeah. So that every suit that you sell, you're not actually burning money.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Right.
yeah, man, that'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose maybe like at this point of our career, right? in terms of, I mean, not even career, like a dream of achieving whatever you want to achieve, like what do you think you have learned from your industry that you can bestow upon the people, the less than 100 people that actually view this shit?
So morbid, man.
No, I mean, less than 100 can also sound negative and also positive. I'm like, wow, holy shit, 99 people actually watch this. It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Right?
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. But what would you bestow upon in terms of like your advice so far of, because Andrew's also doing a little bit of his own part-time with a couple of his friends. He's doing an e-commerce business for you. I don't know whether you want to mention this. I don't know. Is it PNC?
I don't want to mention it.
You don't want to mention it? But Andrew has his own side thing he's doing with a couple of his friends. So what do you think you can bestow upon in terms of advice? What would you?
Yeah, I think, don't quit your full-time jobs.
Yes.
Don't be so gung-ho, right? Where you want to like, you want to be that success story. Statistically, it just doesn't work out. Don't do that to yourself. Yes, I understand it's difficult to juggle time, right, and focus and effort. But if you're really passionate about it, and if you're actually serious about it, do it when you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Do it when you're ready. And if you fail, at least you fail with your balls deep, right? You failed knowing you did your best. Then you figure out the rest of your career from then on.
Yeah.
But yeah, do it when you're ready. Don't do it now just because we're talking about it.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes back to the failure bit, right? Like you said, like 90 views.
Yeah.
But it's a big thing. I think everything that, whatever you achieve, it's great, but also acknowledge your failures, because your failures, like, it's gonna be, don't fixate on the failure, but kind of be like, yeah, okay, I went through this, I'm not gonna do this again, we're gonna find another strategy, moving forward.
Yeah.
And as you focus on that, oh shit, like you would reach like a certain level that surprises you and you're like, wow, how did I make it here?
Yeah. I think a lot of entrepreneurs say failure is part of a process.
Yeah.
And I think people don't truly internalize what that means. Like people just say it and you hear it, but you don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Failure is part of the process. It's not the end. It's literally a process. It's a stepping stone to your next path.
Or next step, or next.
Yeah.
Like, you have to really listen to that statement to actually understand that failure is part of the process.
And also to like really embrace that. I think a lot of people are so afraid.
Yeah.
So it's really important to like really embrace this failure and like really own up to it. Because if you don't own up to it, you're just gonna be stuck, and then you're not really gonna progress from there because you're so worried about the failure happening again, either repeating itself or manifesting itself in another way.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can somewhat agree with that as well, but sometimes it's not necessarily failure, right? Like, I don't know whether I mentioned this before in front of camera, but I know to you guys, but like there are a lot of times where people are going to tell you that it's not going to work out and all that. They're going to demoralize you. The comment section is a horrible place to look at certain things. Like, when I started doing YouTube as well, a lot of people used to say, dude, your videos are exactly like Casey Neistat. You're just a complete Asian ripoff of Casey Neistat. But of course, what you don't understand is that I didn't know any other way of doing videos, right? So that's the only way I would do it.
So he was your point of reference.
Yeah, he was my point of reference. But I think after a while I realized that, dude, I think mine is quite different than his. And the way I do things is just different already. The things I say, how I cut, everything like that. And then in the end, you kind of develop your own style. And people tell me in the later stages that, hey, dude, I love your style, the way you do videos. I'm like, no, it's exactly like Casey Neistat. I'm like, no, it's not. I watch Casey's as well. Yours is different. I'm like, wow. That's when you know you made that jump, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's difficult to distinguish the line between stubbornness and perseverance.
Yeah.
Because for me, when people tell me like, oh, you're doing the same shit over and over again, what's the point of doing it? And then I go like, no, you're just a negative influence. But did I really think about the comment itself?
Yes.
Did I really study?
Yeah, to be constructive about it.
Is it hate? Or is it really the guy trying to give me advice? And that's when the video started to make a bit of a change, where I did more focused stuff on food versus the regular, like, oh, I'm just getting out of bed, that thing. And then it evolves from there, right? So I think you can always take every negative element in terms of the comments and demoralizing statements from other people in person and on online, you can always just think about it and be like, is this really something that if I continue to do will reap profit or more negativity? I think reflection every at the end of the day is something I go through.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Yeah.
Which is great. Yeah.
It's always reflection, and for me, the reflection period always occurs in the morning when I go for a run. I always think about it. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? How can I do it better? What did I do wrong? And stuff like that.
You do need a sense of maturity to self-reflect and not let it affect your morale. And interpret it as something constructive.
It's true.
It takes a certain level of maturity to do that.
It's true. We're all human, right?
Then again, like as we grow, right? Getting to the maturity level is also through these kind of issues that you face.
Correct.
All this kind of like hurt that you get as you, and it kind of comes back to the acknowledgement part and embracing it. The more you embrace it, the more you grow, and as you grow, that's where you're able to reflect constructively on yourself.
Yes.
And but also like it's okay to be upset about it, but then like move on.
But I think it's important to note that it's the mindset of growth.
Yeah.
Right? You have to always go center back and to go back to like, am I really growing? Am I really improving and all that? Because if you're just doing it for say like, oh, I can take negativity, you become thick to it, you become thick-skinned to it, and then you just go, oh, it's just negativity.
That's very dangerous.
Then you become like oblivious to things already. So it's very difficult to traverse this journey.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's my take on it, right? It's tough to go through the entire thing. But reflection is key for me.
Yep.
Reflection for me is.
And it's always helpful to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing right now, this was really helpful for even me.
That's true.
They keep it in check.
Yeah, they do.
A different perspective is always helpful.
Because you always have that inner conversation with yourself, and then you think that okay, I think that moment of reflection is enough.
Yeah.
Right. So like Jen actually right now is like kind of like my video manager that thing. She always looks back, takes a step back, and be like, I think the way you did that, you should have done it this way. And all that, I'm like, hey, fuck lah, I'm gonna think about it the whole day now lah. You know. It's just like
I mean, it's not gonna go away, but like. Like in that process when you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know, once that period passes, you're like, yeah, she's
Yeah. It's true.
Like, no.
It's true.
I'm better.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like I just go, you're saying it's stupid lah. In the end it's true. In the end people tell me no, like the way you do it is right, don't worry. It's like that, right? Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right, but it's okay to make mistakes also.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah, you can't please everybody. It's true. A lot of people are gonna demand a lot of things from you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh
Please
yeah.
subscribe.
Oh man.
Bye.
Oh man. Field day.